Have you ever opened a pack of cookies thinking, I'll just eat one, and suddenly half the pack is gone? Or maybe you crave something sweet every morning even when you are not truly hungry? If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Sugar has a powerful effect on the brain and body, and modern food companies know exactly how to keep us craving more. The scary part is that hidden sugar is everywhere, in cereals, sauces, yogurts, protein bars, and even food that don't taste sweet. And this constant sugar overload could be one of the biggest reasons why losing weight feels so difficult. But here's the good news. Once you understand how sugar traps you, escaping it becomes much easier. In this video, we'll look at why we crave sugar so much, what it does to the body, and simple ways to reduce sugar without feeling miserable. Hi, this is Timo from VFS Diet. With my YouTube channel, I aim to provide clear, accurate, and scientifically backed information about weight loss, nutrition, and a healthy lifestyle. If you don't want to miss anything, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's start with an important question. Why are humans so obsessed with sweet foods? The answer goes back thousands of years. Our ancestors had to search for food in the wild, and sweet foods were usually safe and rich in energy. Bitter foods, on the other hand, could be poisonous. So humans evolved to prefer sweet taste because it increased the chances of survival. In other words, your sweet tooth is not simply a lack of discipline. It's deeply rooted in biology. But there's a huge difference between then and now. Our ancestors got sugar mainly from fruits and starchy foods like potatoes or rice. Today, we are surrounded by highly processed foods loaded with added sugar, and that changes everything. The real problem is added sugar. That is, the sugar manufacturers add to processed foods and drinks. Eating too much added sugar has been linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, fatty liver disease, and poor dental health. But sugar also affects appetite in a sneaky way. When you eat sugary foods, your blood sugar rises quickly. Your body releases insulin to lower it again. But after this spike, blood sugar often crashes, and that crash can make you feel hungry, tired, and craving for even more sugar. This creates a vicious cycle. The more sugar you eat, the more you want. And sugary drinks are especially dangerous here. Soft drinks, energy drinks, sweetened coffees, and many fruit juices contain huge amounts of sugar but barely make you feel full. That means you can consume hundreds of calories in minutes without satisfying your hunger. Here's something many people don't realize. Sugar often hides behind different names on ingredient labels. For example, glucose, fructose, sucrose, corn syrup, maltose, or dextrose. As a result, a so-called healthy breakfast cereal can contain more sugar than a dessert. Some flavored yogurts contain almost as much sugar as an ice cream. Even ready-made sauces can contain several teaspoons of added sugar. That's why reading labels can make a huge difference when trying to lose weight. A simple rule is this: the shorter and simpler the ingredient list, the better. Now let's talk about solutions. How can you realistically reduce sugar? First, don't try to become perfect overnight. Completely banning sweets often backfires and leads to stronger cravings later. Instead, focus on small sustainable changes. One of the best first steps is replacing sugary drinks. Drink more water, sparkling water, unsweetened tea, or black coffee instead. If plain water feels boring, add lemon or mint for flavor. This one change alone can save hundreds of calories per day. Next, focus more on whole foods and less on processed foods. Whole foods contain more fiber and protein, which help keep you full longer and reduce cravings naturally. Protein is especially important. Many people notice fewer sugar cravings when they eat enough protein throughout the day. Eggs, fish, chicken, Greek yogurt, tofu, and legumes are all excellent options. Sleep also matters more than most people think. Poor sleep increases hunger hormones and cravings for sugary foods. That's why junk food often feels irresistible after a bad night's sleep. Stress plays a role too. Many people use sugary foods as emotional comfort because they temporarily activate reward centers in the brain. The problem is that the effect doesn't last long, which often leads to more cravings later. That's why stress management through exercise, walking, or just spending time outdoors can also help reduce sugar cravings. Now you might wonder, do I have to avoid sugar forever? For most people, the answer is no. Completely forbidding yourself from eating sweets can sometimes lead to binge eating later. The key is balance. An occasional dessert is usually not the reason people gain weight. The real issue is the constant overconsumption of processed sugary foods and drinks. A healthy lifestyle has to be sustainable, and sustainability is much more important than perfection. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about healthy weight loss and nutrition, you might be also interested in my video 6 meals a day for weight loss. Here's what science actually says. Click the link in the description or tap the video on your screen. I'll see you in the next video.